Hello and welcome back to the living room. Today I thought I would talk about getting ready for spring supplies. I know spring is already here, but in some parts of the country, i.e. Colorado, spring and winter are still kind of having a little bit of a tiff. So some days it looks like spring, other days it looks like winter. So if you are in full spring and you have not gotten your supplies yet, here's an idea of some things you can get. Whether you grow orchids, whether you grow regular houseplants, whether you grow indoors, outdoors, a little bit of everything for anybody, as well as a 12% viewers discount if you use coupon code TRISH at checkout when you go to orchidsupplystore.com. Let's start. Now, Ken has bird houses, and I will put a picture up here somewhere of where I have one of these already hanging in a bush, hoping to get some birdies to use it as a nesting area this year. I did put it in a bush where I know they nest every year, so maybe they'll use it, maybe they won't. Have to wait till the end of the season to see. But as you can see, it's for smaller birds, obviously. And then at the end of the season, you can open it up back here, clean it out, and get it ready for the next year. And it comes in different styles and colors, and I will be moving some of this up under here, so if you see me bending and stretching, that is why. So, Orchid Supply Store. I personally, because I grow majority orchids, favor the orchid products. So I also have on the table here some orchids that I have purchased from Ken. They have not been gifted. They're not ICPU, except for one. I did buy one of these from Ken, got mealybugs really bad. I treated the mealybugs too aggressively and killed the plant. That is the staghorn fern. Look how lovely she's starting to look. So we have a beautiful new growth here, and then she's got several new growths here. And she's just, I got this off of a website, I don't even know where I got it from. It's a little cheap plastic pot. I think it is so cute. It does have some burlap in it because there are slots right here and the soil was falling out, so I redid it. But you can get house plants. Let me move this because with it being on here, it does not stand very well. I do have it hanging kind of in a low light area because they can go with low bright light, kind of phalaenopsis light, probably up to Cattleya light. I grow mine in more low phalaenopsis light. Then, my pride and joy, I bought a, what is this, the Dendrobium spectabula. So, when I received this one back in March of last year, 2023, this growth right here was just starting, so it finished, and then she also put out this growth, and look how fat that thing is. And we currently have a nice new growth right down in there. I don't know if you can see it. I'll take a picture and post it somewhere on the screen as well. And his plants come in already potted. He does water his plants before he sends them, so be aware of that. Do not order in the coolness of the winter. Then I have a wish list plant here. This is the Vanda Pactra Delight. This is the one that kind of everyone calls the blue orchid, but it's more of a purpley blue. She has put on several new leaves. She is in all lava rock and leca. Grown quite well, came in nicely. I think I did an unboxing on it. And then this is the LC Aussie Sunset Cosmic Flame. Nope, Cosmic Fire crossed with Spring Fire, Lynette #1. When this one came, this growth right here was just starting, and then she's finished. This one is putting out some roots, and I noticed this morning when I got her down for this, have us a new growth coming here. Hopefully one day we'll see her blooming if I take care of her properly. And that is in bark and perlite from Orchid Supply Store. I will show you those here momentarily. Now this orchid is not from Ken, nor is the pot, but I did want to show you, he also sells leca. That leca that she is in is actually from the Orchid Supply Store. wonderful quality, washes well. You don't have to do it a bazillion times to get it nice and clean and used, and for the pH to go down, as opposed to some of the other hydrogen balls that you can order. This is actually one of the first orchids that I ordered from him, which is the Vanda Pascherette Classic. She and I have been through some things. So the basket, you can get this hexagon basket. The bark and the moss that's in here is also Orchid Supply Store. And she would have put out more growth had I taken care of her better. I need to water her more often, guys, to be honest with you. Don't water her enough. And I'm trying to move these under the table so I don't knock them over. And then this one is, this here is the Latoria that set me on my path of Latorias. So this is the Silver Wing crossed with Nida, N-I-D-A, spots. But look at her. Yes, she's got this nice new growth here and this growth here. And this is the pot that she came in when Ken sent her to me. And as you can see, she's got lots of roots going on in there. Lots and lots of roots. So now that we've seen some of the plants, and like I said, most of the plants that I got from Ken are orchids. That's kind of what I like. I mean, the name of the channel is Trisha's Orchid Life. I do grow other house plants, but primarily orchids. Sphagnum. This is one of the 2 different types that he sells. He does still sell the, I think it's the Best Grow, the one I call liquid gold. If he's out, this is the sphagnum that you will get. It is also just as good. It just has a different appearance to it, but it comes in a cube. I like to take my cube and put it directly into, I have a container that I keep my moss in, and I will put the entire cube in there and dampen it so that it's ready to go. And then, put some of this out of the way. We'll talk about that in a minute. We got pots. And as you can see, I probably need more pots because as I was pulling some of these out, I realized I'm missing some sizes. But my favorite pots for ones that have lots of roots and you really need to be able to finagle the pot are these plastic ones with the nice big slots and nice little cone at the bottom. They do come in varying sizes. These are the only 2 sizes I have left. I lied. I do have this 6-inch as well. And I believe this is the largest one that it comes in. I don't know if it comes in the 8. I'm sorry, I'll have to look. And then these, I do have a small version of these, but these are the ones that Ken sells. They have the nice deep cone at the bottom with lots and lots of aeration in them. Do you see all those holes in there? Lovely, lovely. And you can actually choose these when you choose your free gift. Don't forget to choose your free gift every time you order, because even though it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like particular gifts for particular days, if you want a different one, you just leave it in the comment section and you get it. And then we have the solid plastic that do not have a cone at the bottom, but they do have all of these lovely large holes. And you can put holes in these if you want. I like using these for orchids that I like to keep wet longer or damp longer, such as oncidiums. What else? Mainly my oncidiums are in these. And then I also use these to pot up regular houseplants, such as my African violets. And I'm getting into Hoyas. I can see I can see why people end up with a lot of Hoyas. Hoyas are like orchids. Once you get one, you kind of get addicted. You kind of get addicted. Now, these, I love these big ginormous pots. Love, love, love them. I actually have a couple of houseplants in these larger ones. And then we also have a couple of different basket styles. So this one is, I say clear plastic. It's more of a matted plastic, but you can see all the different holes. And if you grow hydroponically, these are wonderful for that. They're similar to the black net pots. You fill it up with your inorganic media, with your wicking material. These work wonders. And then we have the hexagon, and these are a little dusty. I grabbed all of this out of the garage where my supply shelf is, but it does have a smaller version of this. I don't know if I have it readily available. I don't, but love the hexagon ones. I've used pretty much all of these. I don't know what size this is. Y'all know I'm bad at sizes, but I love these too. I can't wait to use these. Can't wait for my orchids to get big enough to use these. So let's move those out the way. Now to the fun stuff. All right, Tess, thank you, because look what Ken is selling now, guys. Small lava rock. So if you want to know what the small lava rock looks like, I do have my, here we go, Neophonetia falcata, just the old OG of them, the usual one. But this is what the small lava rock will look like. They're very tiny. I like using those on top of some of my orchids that I do want the roots to go down. And if you put the small lava rock, they maintain, I'm not going to say moisture, but there's humidity in them. They're not wet, but they're not dry, if that makes sense. And the roots will go down. So if you are experiencing some root tip die-off in your inorganic media as it's going down, like i.e. leca can do that to some orchid roots, just put a few of the small lava rock on there, wet them, and you might see a little bit of a difference. Try it. All right, sorry for the sniffling. I wanted to get this video out last week, but life got in the way, so here we are. And then this African violet mix, guys. Well, you can see I've used a little bit of this. Love, love, love this. Since I've moved my African violets into this, wonderful. They've maintained such wonderful growth. And I will show you here, but it has a little bit of perlite. It's beautiful soil. Looks like there's some tree fern in there. And I do amend mine. I do add a little bit more perlite. I put a couple of small Orchiata bark chips in there to help with aeration as well, because I do have the bulk of mine in self-watering setups, so I don't want that soil to get all compacty and hard before it's time. And then speaking of tree fern, so tree fern, I use this as a aeration device as well as a moisture retentive device because it does hold moisture. So this is what tree fern looks like. And it does hold on to the moisture a little bit longer than the bark would. So sometimes if I want to have a mix where I want the moisture to stay in a little bit longer, such as with Cattleyas who are struggling, if I don't have any moss or if it's not warranted, the moss isn't warranted to encourage root growth, I will add a little bit of tree fern in just to help maintain a little bit more humidity in the pot to encourage root growth. Oh, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but these bags are Ziploc, okay? So once you're done, you don't have to worry about folding them down and trying to find a clip. How do they stay closed? They zip together, just like a Ziploc bag, so you can save. Now, he also has the horticultural charcoal, which it is said keeps the media sweet, as they call it. And I'm about to get my hands super dirty, so excuse me moving forward. I should have done this one last. But it comes in varying sizes. And I do add that to the bulk of my mixes. I may not always mention it when I'm doing a repot, but I do always add just a wee bit of the horticultural charcoal in my mix. And since we're talking mainly orchid stuff here, let's do that and then we'll get to the potting stuff. So I did grab the large Orchiata Bark bag here and love this stuff. Look at that. So the Orchiata Bark, it is a little more expensive than your bark that you get, say, at your big box stores or some of the other brands. However, since I have been using the Orchiata bark, it does last a lot longer. Much, much longer than the other bark. And then this perlite is the super coarse. And I don't want to open this one. We all know what perlite looks like because it's dusty and I don't want to get it in my face. But look at that. This is my favorite one, the super coarse. Sometimes I do have a bag of the fine perlite. Most of the time I will use that for my potted plants, regular house plants that use soil with. I'll use that one, but for orchids, I prefer the coarse just because it will retain a little bit more moisture and add humidity in the pot a little bit longer as the bark is drying out, but it doesn't break down as easily. Okay, I don't know if that made any sense to anybody else, but sometimes it makes sense in my head. And then we have the Glacier Gold compost. This stuff here is like my version of the spag moss that I call liquid gold. I love this stuff. I repotted one of my Thanksgiving cacti in that last year, and she's doing so well. And what you can do is add some premium planting compost. And what this does, you add it in as an amendment, and what it'll do is it'll help keep the soil from compacting. It'll help. It also has microbiomes in it, I believe is what it's called, that'll help the nutrients kind of get released into the soil, into the roots. Not sure the full science behind it, but I only put very little. If you want to get this and say you've already potted up your plants, you can sprinkle it on top, but it's best to mix it in. But you can sprinkle it on top and kind of mix it in on the top, and it'll kind of do the same thing. But guys, he has so much more to offer. I don't have every product he sells. Go check him out. He's got mounts. He's got, oh my goodness, the cute little clips that we can get to clip up our little spikes that we all expect every year and don't always get. The bamboo ladders. So for those of you, let me see if I can get to it without stepping on anything. Excuse me, pardon me if I bump the camera. Do apologize ahead of time. But if you have, and I told y'all I was getting into the Hoyas, but if you have and need a trellis for your Hoya, boom, these are perfect. And you can actually, if you only wanted two, you could take one of the bamboo skewer off. You can manipulate it if you like. But guys, go to orchidsupply.store.com. Buy whatever you want. Buy one item, buy all the items I just showed you, 12% off. Free shipping in the United States. Leave in the comments below what you bought.